The theft of Mjolnir. Mjolnir is Thor's hammer. His is a lot cooler than mine, but I'm on a budget. With it, he dispenses justice and smashes his enemies. It's kind of a big deal. Well, one day, Thor wakes up, reaches under his pillow for Mjolnir, and it's not there. Well, the first person Thor thinks of is Loki. He's his best friend. He also has a reputation for being a trickster. So he summons Loki and basically goes, "Where is it?" The thing about Thor is that he has a temper that would make Bruce Banner seem level-headed. So he's not playing around. Loki's life is in danger here. And Loki is sitting there going, "I don't have it! I really didn't do it this time! I don't know where your hammer is! I don't have it! Please don't hurt me!" At this point, Thor's so mad he doesn't care that Loki didn't steal his hammer. He demands that Loki go find it and bring it back right now. So Loki turned himself into a bird, and he flew around the world tree looking at all of the different worlds to see if he could find Mjolnir anywhere. As he's flying over Jotunheim, he sees this huge giant sitting on a giant burial mound, and so he stops down there and is like, "Excuse me, mister!" The giant says his name is Thrym. Loki says, "Have you seen a hammer? It's about yay big. You use it to hit people. Have you seen it?" The giant's like, "Oh, you mean Mjolnir? Yeah, I have it. It's over here in this burial mound behind me." And Loki's like, "Can I have it back?" "Oh yeah, sure thing," Thrym says. "You just bring me the goddess Freya for me to marry, and then you can have Mjolnir back. How about that, yeah?" Freya is the goddess of love, and she's gorgeous. Loki comes back to Asgard, tells everybody what he found, and Freya freaks out. I mean, for some reason she has this thing about marrying men that she's never met. She refuses outright. She says, "Y'all can defend Asgard with your fists. I'm not marrying anybody so you can get your stupid hammer back. No." And Thor looks at Loki and is like, "You better think of something, because if I don't get my hammer back, I'll be forced to strangle you to death instead of smashing your skull, and that's a really slow way to die." And if there's one thing Loki values, it's his life. So he starts thinking. Eventually he comes to Thor and says, "Well, I have an idea, but I don't think you're gonna like it." Basically, Loki's idea was to dress Thor up like Freya and have him go down to Jotunheim in her place. And Loki would dress up like a bridesmaid and go with him. And they're driving down there and Loki's like, "I told you weren't gonna like it." And over in the driver's seat, Thor is sitting there dressed up like a bride going, well, they get there, and Thrym is completely fooled. Giants really aren't that bright. That is until the wedding feast starts and Freya gobbles up the entire buffet by herself. And Thrym goes, "It's a pretty healthy appetite for the goddess of love." And Loki's like, "Oh, no, it's just because she was so excited to meet you and marry you. She hasn't eaten in a week." And Thrym is like, "Oh!" He's so enraptured that he wants to kiss his bride, so he goes over to Freya and lifts her veil up so that he can kiss her. And Thor's eyes are glowing red because he's so angry at having to dress up like this, and it scares Thrym to death. He staggers back, he's like, "Why are your eyes red like that?" And Loki steps in again and says, "Oh, her eyes are red because she hasn't slept in a week, because she's been so excited to get here and marry you." Well, that's more than enough for Thrym, who calls his servants to bring out the wedding gift. His servants come forward and they bring him Mjolnir and they set it right into Freya's lap. And Thor picks up his hammer and says, "Thanks, guys, I really need this," and basically slaughters the entire wedding party. And then he and Loki go home, and they have a long talk. The end.